We wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon.
Hello everyone and welcome back again. So today we're going to be doing part 2 of my April seed sowings. Just because I'm sowing all these seeds now does not mean that you necessarily have to go out and do it. Do remember I have grow lights, heated propagators, grow tents, 2 polytunnels. So these aren't all going straight out in the garden, or I'm not trying to cram everything on one little windowsill. I do have quite a bit of space, although we are running out pretty quick. Just like to say massive thank you to everyone that commented on the last video. Had some really nice comments on there, really appreciate it. Since then we have sown some marigolds. We've done French honeycomb and African buttercream. The French honeycomb is apparently the best for attracting the beneficial insects. So these are the ones that will go around the tomatoes, and these can just go out in the garden just as decoration. But we sown them the day after sowing the last lot of seeds, and as you can see we're pushing the soil up there and starting to come through. So won't be long until we're thinning them out, but once they're up and out the soil they can go out into the polytunnel, no problems there. We have had germination on a few other things. All the lettuces are up, they're all in the grow tent. We'll have a look at everything in everything must come up, we'll have a look at the end of the video. But the lettuces are all up, the swede and broccoli are both up. The cucumbers that we chitted, they were up the next morning, so we potted them on and they're out of the soil now. We'll have a look at them as well. What else come up? Still no sign of the pumpkins, and I repotted the watermelon, orange yellow. They'd all chitted, so I potted them on. There's a tray and 4 little pots there, and that's what we're going to start with first. So I'm going to do the blue ribbon watermelon. These were put in here the day that I did the other video, so the 26th. Today is the 1st of April, and as you can see all of them have sprouted. Yeah, all of them have sprouted. So I've got this 9-cell seed tray, again all filled with multi-purpose sieved compost. Rainwater, this has been in here overnight, sat on the heat mat, so it's at a steady temperature, 18 degrees. I'll just let that sit in for a second, then we'll pot these on. But we're going to be doing the rest of the seeds that I didn't get done the other night, and we'll take a look at everything else as well. But there's quite a few things to do. There's some things I'm not sure if I should be doing now, but we're going to do them anyway. Won't know unless I try. So as you can see, got a nice long taproot on that. So I'm just gonna get that into there and just leave the very tip sticking out. With the smaller ones, I'll just bury them completely, but where the true leaves are starting to come out, I'll try and keep the heads of the seeds sticking out of the compost. And just do my best to try and get them all the right way up. If you struggle to get it out the tissue, you can just cut that bit of tissue out and plant a piece of tissue. Root will still grow through that. To one side. So that's 9. Blue ribbon, watermelon. That's them. The next one we're going to do is leek, and these are Leon. I usually would have done my leeks around the same time that I do my onions, but I just never got around to it. And the seeds that I have are quite old, so I wanted to get something new in. I would love to have a go at growing leeks for shows, but I don't think I'm anywhere near good enough of a grower to be growing them just yet. So just going to scatter these over the top of this. These are 9cm pots, filled in with multi-purpose compost, giving them a quick soak, and I've just scattered the seeds across the top of them. Quite heavily. You're not going to be able to see them, but sowing them quite heavily because I will thin them out when planting them on. Give them a quick soaking on top. I'll just cover them with some vermiculite. These can go straight out to the polytunnel. They'll be absolutely fine out there. I'll just keep an eye on them, make sure that they don't dry out. Right, so that's another 2 done. Next up is cauliflower. I don't know why I didn't do these in the same tray as the broccoli and the swede. I could have just done all 3 of them in the same tray. Would have been a bit easier. These are Aviso and they're from Medwins of Anglesey. do have another packet, but germination on seeds from Edmonds of Anglesey is really good. So I'm going to individually space these, just make it a bit easier when it comes to pricking out and potting on. I don't know if you can see them there, but there's about 5 to 10 mil gap between each seed. What's it? I'll just pinch them furrows shut. I'll just push down in the middle, make sure the seeds in contact with the soil. Give it a little soak. Cover in vermiculite. These would be fine out in the polytunnel as well, but I do like to get most of my seedlings started inside. Just means that there's no chance of them getting damaged by pests, and on the heat mat just get that extra day or two before they germinate. Right. That's empty. Next up, we're going to do sweet corn. The variety I'm doing this year is Golden Hind. I didn't do any last year, but I did the year before and the year before that, and I've had quite good success with it. I do already have 2 trays sown, but I want about 25 plants, and the other trays, there's 9 in each. There's a couple that haven't come up, so I'll try and keep a couple of these back for that. But that's what I was thinking, was a lot of the time the main problem is pollination, and so what that is the flower heads dropping all their pollen before the silks are all fully formed, so you end up with half pollinated cobs. So I've already done two trays about 2-3 weeks ago, and they're already a couple inches tall now. So I'm thinking if I start another tray a bit behind them, then if I plant these ones in between the others, I'll have a second round of pollen, if you know what I mean. So if I don't get pollination the first time round, then at least I'll have a week or 2 later, I should have another round of pollination. Although these plants will catch up to the others anyway, but they might just be a few days behind, a bit of a difference, which could help with pollination. I don't know if it will, but it's worth a go. And another thing with sweet corn is you don't need to be planting it in deep cell trays or root trainers. A lot of people seem to think that it's a deep rooted plant. They're actually a shallow rooted plant. That's why they're so easy to blow over, and it's best to plant them in blocks because they also help support each other, and it's better for pollination. But they are a very shallow rooted plant. Their roots only go about that deep, so I will be potting them on before I plant them out into slightly larger pots, but for now I'll just use these cell trays. That's how I've done it in the past, and it's worked fine for me. However, with this next one, it is recommended that you use either deep pots or root trainers. I actually don't. These are the first lot of root trainers that I've ever bought. I only got them because they were on offer in my local garden centre. £6 for 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. They looked a bit bigger in the pack, so a bit disappointed with the size, but otherwise they're decent, hard quality, and they just clip apart. And what I'm going to be planting in these is runner beans, French climbing beans. These are Britannia. Again, these are from Medwins of Anglesey, and they are ones that they use for the shows, but not the giant ones. I have already done the giant ones. They're in those root trainers behind me there. Did them yesterday. But you can do these in toilet roll tubes or deep pots, larger pots, something like that, maybe a little bit bigger. But I'm going to give them a go in these. I'm going to be doing 2 sowings. I'm going to do one now and I'll do one in a couple of weeks time. But just dibbled a hole about 1.5 inches deep, and I'm going to try and get the seeds so this white part is pointed down, because that's where the root will come out of. So I'll try and push that down if I can. If they go on their side or the other way up, it doesn't really matter. They will find a way. Yeah, I will be staggering my sowings with the beans. From now on, every couple of weeks, I'll do a sowing. That way, you can continuously harvest them throughout the rest of the season. But do that with your peas, your beans, lettuces, cucumbers. Do it with majority of things. Right, so I'll just push them seeds down into them holes and top these up with a little bit more compost. Again, these can go straight out into the polytunnel. I will keep them in here until I see signs that they're sprouted. I'll just sit them in a tray of water now, they can soak that up. Once I see signs of them sprouting, I will put them outside. But if you are putting them outside, just be careful that they are out of the way of any pests or rodents or anything like that, because they will sniff them out and dig them up. Another one done. Next up, in these, I think they're 6cm pots, I'm going to be doing dwarf French bean. These are a variety called Tasman, tolerant of heat, disease, great tasting, dark green rounded pods. I usually do a variety called Pongo, which were sent to me by Bill and Val over at Bill and Val's allotment. I usually keep some seed back from them, but I didn't manage to keep any last year, so this year I'm going to try something new. I'm going to pop 2 seeds into each little pot, Could do these in the cell tray, but I'm running low on them, and I've just got all these pots available after potting on the tomatoes, so thought might as well use these. So yeah, 2 in each hole. These can just get planted out along the edges of the planters and any of the beds. That was the postman. Poor fucker. Right, so 2 seeds in each little pot, and as I was saying before, got interrupted by those dogs. These will get planted out anywhere there's space, around the edges of the beds, in the raised planters out by the front door, or even into smaller pots. Might put a couple along the front of this polytunnel, and I'll do another sowing in a couple of weeks time again, exactly the same as the runner beans, and again they could go straight out. Just make sure that they are well out of the way of any pests or rodents. Right, the next 2 we're going to do are both squash. One's winter burpee butternut, and one's a white bush scallop. Never had any luck with the butternut squash, and I've never attempted any of the petit pois ones or the scallop varieties. So I'm going to do a tray of each, so 6 of each. I'll put 2 seeds in each one. And with anything like this, either try and put them on the side or pointing down. You don't want them sitting flat, otherwise water will sit on top of the seed and cause the seed to rot. But if any of these have 2 germinate in them, I'll just cut the smallest one out and keep the best looking one. Just going to throw them because they were wet. White bush scallop, yeah. Just going to have another soak. Just cover them with another handful of compost. Pumpkins and squashes are something I've never really had much luck with, but gotta keep on trying. 10 seeds. Gotta keep on trying. Eventually get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just gonna put 1 in each of these, as there's only 10 seeds in the pack. And I could probably do another sowing in a couple of weeks time with these. I'll let them go over winter. them done. Right then guys, so we're going to finish up this seed sowing session with a couple of pots of carrots. I found another 2 of these. I think that I'm pretty sure they're 12 litre. They were from my local Sturmat. Somebody did ask me where I got them from. I can't quite see the price on that, but I've had these for years. I find them ideal to grow carrots in because they're quite long and narrow, but they don't taper too much. They're quite a straight pot, so you can get the carrots around the edge. The variety I'm going to do is Purple Sun. If you've watched the video previous, you'll know how I do this. I'll just do 12 holes around the outside, about fingernail depth, and then 4 in the middle and 1 bang in the middle. So that gives us 17 holes. That's 17 carrots in each tub. I have already done 4 of these and started them off there in the polytunnel. They're growing along nicely. They do need thinning out, and I will do a video on that shortly. Got a good soak, and all I'll do is put a couple of seeds in each hole. I'd rather have too many than not enough, where you get patchy germination, which I'll show you on 1 or 2 of the other ones. There's a couple that haven't come up, and all that I'll do with them is put some more seeds where they haven't come up. I won't bother trying to transplant or move any of the other plants that are in there. Pop a label in that. Just cover that in vermiculite. I'll give that another good soak and let the pot sit in some water for a minute. But all that I'll do with this now is put a cover over the top of it, a piece of wood over the top of the pot, and keep checking it every couple of days. And once I see signs of germination, I will remove that piece of wood and they can go on from there. What a lovely day. As you can see, got all these seedlings here that we've pricked out, all coming along nicely now. And tomatoes, they've been out here for a few days now, they're looking nice and healthy, all doing really well. These 4 tubs in the back, these are the carrots that we sown a couple of weeks ago. Looking a bit dry on the surface, you could do the good soaking. I might do that later on tonight. Looks like something's been scratching around in there. I do have rat traps set out and about, but as you can see, this one is really good germination on these, and a lot of these will need thinning out. So all that I'll do with them is come through here, the scissors of destiny, and just snip them away. Get rid of that one as well. I'll do the same here, just leaving one behind. If you're not feeling too confident which ones to leave behind, let them go on a bit more. You can do that, but the earlier you do it, the better. Try and leave the strongest ones behind. Just takes a couple of minutes. Take your time, because you don't want to go cutting the whole lot and leaving yourself without. And the best tip I can give you on this is, if you see one on its own and a little cluster next to it, take the cluster and leave the one that's on its own, rather than trying to get the one in the middle of that cluster. Right, you get the idea there. And if we look at this one, this one's Samurai, there's a couple here that haven't germinated, so I'll just remake a hole here and here and here and here, and just pop a couple more seeds in there. You could try transplanting some of these over, but my experience, you're better off just sowing, re-sowing. And I'll just go through and thin all these out and just get rid of all those bits, till eventually you're left with one in each station. It is better to cut them rather than pull them, because by pulling them you're disturbing the roots, and you don't want to disturb the roots of the ones that you get trying to leave behind. You want them to stay as straight as you can. Right, anyway, that's enough about the carrots for now. We'll pop and have a look at the other seedlings. So, in the grow tent, where someone said I was running out of space, look at this. Loads of room in there. But as you can see, a few things coming up in here now. The lettuces we sowed the other day. Turn this fan off. Put it out of the way. We've got the red romaine, they're coming through. The Marvel of 4 Seasons, they were the first to come through. The Matador, they're all coming through as well. And the Little Gem, we've got a few of them coming through now as well. Beetroot, they've started to come through. And cucumbers, they've come through. And the other showings of melons have also come through. The swede and broccoli, check the germination on them. Still nothing on the old pumpkins. No sign of anything on them just yet. Trailing lobelia have come through as well. Desperately need to get these potted on for Mark's grow along, but had good germination on them, so I'm very happy with them. And in the 4x2 we've still got the peppers, they're still to go out. We've got some more squash, pumpkins and all that. And then these are the cucumbers that we sprouted the other day. There's 5 of them all sprouted, just coming through the surface there. These are my own saved giant, and then another showing of the Carmen cucumbers. So still got a bit of space here that we can put any of them trays. Once they germinate now, they can come into here. We're hoping to get the peppers out, repotted and out into the polytunnel this week some point. But for now guys, that is going to be it for me today. I am going to go ahead and start sowing my main crop carrots outdoors, but I'm going to do another video on that, so keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and drop me a comment below. Bye for now.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlight's shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes, and I'm feeling like